Okay, you're gonna have to bear with me. Building bikes is a process. This bike's gonna need a lot of love, and I'm gonna tell you why. This bike is the Vans SE collaboration P.K.Ripper, the red and yellow McDonald's looking one, and in my opinion, probably the worst color combination they could have ever done on a P.K.Ripper, but that's okay because the parts that are on it are awesome. And underneath all that ugly color is still a loop tail P.K.Ripper. But my job is easy. Make it beautiful, make it rad, and that's what we're gonna do. Normally I would have this box up on the table and show you as I pull it out of the box. But that box is so dirty and so dusty, it's gonna stay on the floor. I'll cut open the box. We'll get it up on the table. We'll actually put it together so you can see what it looks like in the before stages. And when I say before, I mean before we make it rad, because that's what we do. So let's unbox the soon-to-be Rad P.K.Ripper. This box is honestly falling apart. I don't even know the best way to open this. It looks like it was falling apart maybe in transit and they tried to fix it. So we're gonna do our best. And it's so dirty, like they left it in a field or something. Seat. Yes, I'm gonna have a mess to clean up after I pull all this out. Bike. Oh, interesting. A little bit of damage, and we'll show that. We'll disclose everything, but it's okay. And I'll tell you why it's okay. Pads. If anyone wants some SE off-the-wall Vans collab pads, I will be selling those. These are probably pedals. I like that they tried to send it in the original box, even though the original box is trashed. I probably would have preferred a new box that wasn't trashed. Let's take a look at this bike. All right, let's start taking off all of the packing material so we can see what the condition is of this bike. When they sold it on eBay, they made it look like it was brand new, and I can already tell you that I see some scratches and stuff like that on the bike. And that might have happened in transit due to poor packing and UPS being UPS. I'm not pointing the finger at a specific person or event, but somewhere between eBay photographs and delivery, even the bike is covered in dust. This bike came from a bike shop in Arizona, one I've personally been to, and I think that they had this bike built and probably in the bike shop, and it didn't sell because it's ugly. But they finally had it at a decent price, and these go for quite a lot of money, and they had it at what I consider to be a good enough price to buy it, put the time, effort, and money into fixing it up. So I decided, what the heck? Let's do a build video on a P.K.Ripper going from ugly to rad. So that's my idea behind buying this. All of this red and yellow are gonna go away. What color am I gonna do it? I don't know if I wanna tell you that yet. We do need to take it to my powder coater, where I currently have 2 other bikes right now. And so my powder coater's been pretty busy. Let's take a look at this. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they did this in 2022, this Vans P.K.Ripper collaboration in yellow and red. The cool thing to me is silver wheels and silver parts all across the bike, which are a neutral color. So if you're a customizer or a builder, silver or chrome is a great color because then you can throw anything else on it and it's gonna match. Unlike if all these parts were maybe gold, blue, or red. They're all silver. So I can pick and choose whatever color powder coat and decals I want. When I said damage earlier, take a look at these forks. Looks like there's some scratches. Maybe some of that's dust. Yeah, some of that's dust, but there's a little bit down there in the corner, a nick. But that's okay, we're powder coating this, so I don't care about that. I'm fine with it. Everything else is intact. The cranks, the 44 tooth sprocket, the wheels are excellent. I love these SE wheels. We did that on the black and gold, the SE wheels. And that bike right there is the exact same bike as this bike right here. So you gotta have some imagination, and you can turn it into something like or similar to that, starting off with that. Okay, usually I just put some music to this and edit it all up into pieces and show you a quick build in a minute or two's time. But I think it's important that on this build, we talk about it while we do it, because once we build it up off camera, I'm gonna break it all the way down, and then you and I are gonna go to the powder coater and drop it off. And then in another video coming very soon, you'll see the reveal and the build of this bike, and I will post a photo of this bike in a before state shortly, and then you will see the after state in another video. So this will be a two-part video, and if that's something you're interested in, I'm asking you at this time, if you're not already subscribed, consider it, and you will be able to see both this video and the reveal video coming very soon. I've already talked to my powder coater, and it should be about a week turnaround, so not too long. I post 3 videos a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So hopefully next weekend, we already have a video of a reveal. If not, it will definitely be in the video after that. So it just depends how it falls in the scheduling. Enough of me talking. Let's build this bike. And already I'm noticing some cool things, like the stem bolt washer on top here says off the wall, which is kind of cool. This is a Vans bike. It has a Vans off the wall little skateboard sticker right there. That's gonna go away. Has a Vans decal here. That's cool, but that's gonna go away. We're basically going to make this not a Vans tribute bike anymore. And if you're a purist, a collector or whatever, that's so terrible, and I can't believe I would do that to a bike. But if you've been here for a while, you know me better than that. I'm not a purist, so it is what it is. I'm gonna build a rad P.K.Ripper and get rid of this ugly Vans stuff. I'm a big fan of Vans. I'm not putting down Vans. I'm just putting down this collaboration that SE and Vans did. Who came up with this? Todd Lyons, if you're watching this, I love you, dude, but reach out. Let's talk about colors. Let's talk about putting together more of an old school look on a P.K.Ripper, and not the Ronald McDonald clown P.K.Ripper that this turned out to be, brother. So we're gonna fix that, we're gonna fix it. Okay, I'll stop talking, let's just build the bike. Like I said earlier, it comes with some really cool silver parts, like this seat post is fluted, which is cool, and I really like it. Most of the parts on this bike are gonna stay, and that's really cool. It's gonna save me a lot of money when I build this bike. And when I save money, you save money, because I'm gonna sell this. And when I do, it'll be a little cheaper because I didn't have to put so much money into parts on this build. So when I save, you save, and that's great. Now, people always ask me, Sean, there's no bikes on your website. And they're right at this current time, but I do sell bikes at RADBMXBuilds.com. But when I do, they sell incredibly fast. I try to make a post on YouTube, and I try to make a post on Instagram when I'm selling a bike. And then you just have to be the first one to go to the website and buy it. If you're not, guess what? It's gone. Then there's no bikes on the website. The bikes typically sell extremely fast because I think I price them very competitively. I'm not out there trying to make $1 million on bikes. I'm trying to get bikes out to people that appreciate them and like them. Golly, I hate reflectors. So no, I'm not like some builders asking you for $2,000-3,000 over what the bike really should be. But I am a business, so I know what I paid for the bike. I know what I paid for parts, powder coating, decals, so on and so forth. I do not add in an hourly rate for labor, because then honestly, some of these bikes take me so long, it would be kind of not affordable for most people. So I'm not trying to make it to where these bikes are impossible to get, you know? I would love for someone to be riding around on a bike that I built and be proud of it instead of like, man, yeah, it's a cool bike, but I feel like I paid too much money for it. Sadly, you're gonna feel that way anyway a little bit because parts for these bikes aren't cheap. These bikes aren't cheap. This ugly bike isn't cheap and wasn't cheap. It was just cheaper. Maybe that's because the color, but it's still a P.K.Ripper. It's still a loop tail bike. It's still a limited number bike. And speaking of which, I think 250, maybe it was 300 of these were made, and that's it. And I have it on good authority that SE is not making any more loop tail P.K.Rippers in the future at this time. Could they change their mind? Of course. Of course they can. Todd, if you're watching, send me a DM. I'd really love to know if you want to make any more of these P.K.Rippers because I'm a fan and I wish you would quad angles P.K.Rippers instead of a million versions of the 29-inch. I sure would like to have some really rad 20-inch bikes. That would make me happy. That would make some of my viewers happy. So make the people happy. Give us what we want. We want cool. If you're gonna do a retro bike, I want a cool, nostalgic, old school feel to it. Now I made a video recently where I talked about my opinion on retro bikes and all that. Wow, some of you are so sensitive. I didn't realize that a lot of my subscribers were sensitive people. I thought you were Gen Xers. Maybe some of you aren't. And it hurt a lot of feelings. And that's sounds like a you problem. That's unfortunate because it's not that I hate retro bikes. I don't hate them at all. I quite like them. That's why I have a couple of them. They're fun. They're easy to build. They're really cool looking. But I wish some of these companies like SE would make an old school retro bike like my 83 P.K.Ripper right there for us guys that want to spend the money for that nostalgic feel of what it was like in the 80s, because I think that would be cool. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a bike builder that just sits around and makes dumb videos of himself, but some people watch them, some people like them, so why not? Why not give some of these people what they want? This bike's really easy to put together too. That's what I like about newer bikes. They're quite easy to build. I'm just gonna snug everything up. We're not gonna go launch this off a double or something because I really just want to throw it together so you know what it looks like out of the box in its stock format. So let me get these pads on it and we're going to do a walk around and show you what I like and what I don't. And then I'll give you a little bit of inside of what it's going to look like when it's back. And then I have some groundbreaking, earth-shattering, absolutely amazing BMX news in just a few minutes down in this video to share with you. And it's a heck of an opportunity for you to have something absolutely killer. All right, let's get the pads on and give you a reveal of this bike. And another P.K.Ripper in the shop. Okay, you kind of saw it outside in the sunlight. You see it up here, and we're going to talk about what I like and what I don't. I do not like the SE Vans grips. That new school flangeless style grip is not for me. I'm okay with the brake lever and the handlebars. Pads got to go. I really like the stem that's engraved. And like I said earlier when I put the bike together, I like that it says off the wall on there. I think that's kind of cool and we'll leave it. You see the sticker, sadly it's got to go. Frame and forks, solid. It's cool that it says off the wall, but they're going to say landing gear or the BMX Innovations decal. I haven't decided yet. Love the wheels. And if you notice, check that out. All sixes all the way around that dice. That's part of the Vans collaboration. I think that's kind of cool. The Colt Vans waffle tread tires in yellow with red stripe. I can't stand that. That's definitely going. Pedals will probably go because they're, you know, whatever. Not a fan of them. Cranks will stay. I'm kind of shocked they didn't put the V-Ridge SE cranks on it. A little stunned by that. I don't know if I'm going to keep the chain ring or not, and the chain, I don't know, haven't decided. I will keep the SE seat post clamp and seat post, but we're going to ditch the yellow seat. You know how I feel about V-brakes, but this bike has V-brakes and they're silver. We'll just keep them. Rear tire is going to go, but the rear wheel will stay. All the silver components will stay. We're going to change the color of the frame and fork, and then we're going to get different tires, different seat, different grips, and different brake cables. So all the yellow is going bye-bye. So off to powder. Let's talk about some other stuff. Okay, I literally have some humbling news for you. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Myself, Sean, has partnered up with Craig Turner at GT, the OG GT 1972, and we've collaborated to make our own frame and fork set, limited to only 25 sets. At time of filming this, 12 have already sold, and it's only been 2 days. But if you want one of our collaborative bikes, and I'm going to be showing photos of it right here, you can get them at gt1972.com. The GT RADBMX Collab 20-inch frame and fork, and it has a 21.5-inch top tube. The baloney cutout is stamped GT, and the bottom bracket is stamped RADBMX with a serial number. So if you want one, I appreciate it. A lot of you have already reached out. A lot of you already bought them. Thank you for that. It's been quite an adventure. And I got a lot of other things going on here in the shop. This table full of parts right here is for 2 other builds. One is the prototype of the bike I was just talking about, and the other is a world tour build that I'm doing. So those 2 are currently at powder coat. The SE bike's gonna be heading over to powder coat. Tomorrow I'm taking in a Haro Mike Dominguez freestyler, and partnered up with Mongoose, and we're gonna be doing some Mongoose builds coming very soon with Motomag wheels. Like, there's a whole thing that I'm gonna be doing with those bikes in the very near future. So if you haven't done so, like I said earlier, I'd like it if you subscribed. I'm looking forward to all these collaborations. And don't forget, Dirty Fest in Temecula, California, June 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's already in the works. I will be there. We will be filming. And I look forward to seeing you if you go. Come say hi. Maybe you'll be on the YouTube video if you want to. If you don't, that's cool too. But it's going to be a rad weekend. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching the videos. Man, I really appreciate you guys. And as always, stay rad.